We're at a place called Vertigo to start this series off, and for Big, it's everything they wish they didn't know. Bullets rip the sky as Heroic take us to new heights in a 16-5 scoreline, and with that, a 1-up going into Mirage. But before we hit that stop, however, myself, Maui, and Potter have got to break down what we just witnessed. And Maui, a stellar CT side for Heroic to be kicking things off here. What was working so well for them?
Where to start? Everything was working out for them. The retakes were good. The B hold was great from Borup. Stown was just raining terror upon them at that A ramp. It felt like everything Heroic wanted to do worked, and Big just had no responses.
Yeah, and speaking of that, Potter, we were kind of praising Big yesterday for those attempts at those adaptations against Vitality. Sure, they didn't work out, but what was kind of stopping them from making those adaptations here again?
Big did seem a little bit reluctant to regain that map control, and I totally get it, right? Heroic were so mobile. They were all across the map. Maui just mentioned that Stown was holding down the fort at A ramp. He's a B player, so that's just how much ramp control Stown had. He knew exactly where Big were going to be attacking, over-rotated, cheated over to the A site. So definitely this was Heroic in full control. Big, it seemed like after that one round where Searson was actually able to duel towards that A ramp, find the picks onto Cadian and to I believe it was, I don't even remember who the second member was. Yeah, he saw the little toes. He was able to find the picks. After that, Heroic immediately adjusted, did not give Big those kinds of early, easy picks, and reaggressed in the mid game. So the timing was absolutely on Heroic's side, and Big, they seem to be caught off guard time after time because of those timings.
Yeah, that was something that we kind of heard from Cadian in the pre-match interview when we got to speak to him. He was saying, once they're feeling that confidence, once they've got that room to work with Maui, that's when they're feeling the most comfortable. And literally every single player from that Heroic side stepped up then.
Yeah, Heroic like to do a lot of those mini plays. The way that Potter described it in the pre-match was they kind of have these gimmicks here and there, but when they're all working, it just instills so much confidence in your team. You feel like you have just ultimate freedom across the map, that everything you do will work. And once they have that sort of confidence, these younger players on this Heroic roster, I mean, really the sky's the limit for them, because the skill ceiling for this roster is incredibly high.
And of course, Mirage is going to be our second map in this best of 3 series, and an interesting one to be going into, considering we saw Heroic looking so comfortable on it yesterday against Sprout. So I'm wondering, from your perspective, Potter, who are we going to be focusing on in particular from this Heroic lineup if they want to be taken into?
Man, Heroic, it's hard to pick one player because, as Maui mentioned, the skill ceiling for the Heroic guys are so high that they are all just popping off at different levels. So I want to actually shift a little bit more towards Big. I think Keto, he had quite the quiet series on this Vertigo, or map rather, the first map. Going on to Mirage, he should be able to find a little bit more room. Mirage, as we know, it's a lot more wide open. And I'm looking at that secondary op. Heroic have found such success. Ston busting it out. He's going to be busting it out towards that B. So for Big side of things, I want Keto to be stepping up in tandem with Searson with that secondary op.
Well, will we see Big stepping up, or can Heroic take it into? Find out on Mirage after this.
An astronomical first half on Vertigo came to a close. Yes, we saw a little life from Big, but will that transition into this second map of the series? That's the question I'm left asking, and I look to you, Launders, for an answer.
They've been losing a lot on Mirage, and Big have kind of consistently beat them on Mirage. I think the last 2 times they beat them in close 16-14 wins. Well, most 16-14 wins are close, but Heroic used to be very good on Mirage. They won like 8 out of 9 maps right around Cologne coming out of the spring, and 7 of those maps were 16-8 or 16-7 victories, all of them. So they were stomping some very good teams, including G2, including FaZe, including a couple of other good ones. So for some reason, the Mirage fell off a lot. but that doesn't mean they've still got it. I feel like I'd be worried if I was Big, especially after what we just saw on Vertigo.
Welcome. Second map set to begin. We've got Big on the T side. Our ominous music comes to a close, and the sounds of combat soon to replace it. 3 players inside of Palace here for Big. They've got that one guy throwing grenades at the B site where we do have Heroic stacked. Tizian shoots his P250 as if to warn them. Decoys in Palace. What is going on?
Pretty offensive statement, Connor, but okay.
I just got that. P250 pop coming out of the apartments, and it dies really quickly. Then the players just start raining into the A bomb site. They've delivered the bomb itself to the feet of Nico. And then with that ramp player in Xanterez, they do get outwards. But Borup, he tries to bite down on the bomb plant. And that's exactly what Keto was looking for. Keto notices he's trying to go for the commitment, takes his head off. You know, Keto had to give cover in that moment, and he did so. But we've got the even 3v3 here for the retake. What? Cadian getting wallbang kills through triple stack with a USP of all things now gives them that slight edge. They have the defuse on Testes. A gush comes out from Searson. Can't quite finish Cadian, who seems to survive despite his best efforts. It's down to team kill. The knife is out. He's spinning, and Keto will kill him. 3 kills in the pistol. What the hell? We've got decoys, knives, 1 HP moments, wall bangs. This pistol had it all.
Wow, it got really desperate. That team kill is very unfortunate. It's not one of those choke kills, which is a weird strafe, low HP situation, but it got strange at the end. It was actually a pretty good retake from Heroic, and a good start, too. They got the opening kill on the guy trying to throw the fake. They got the second kill, I think, on one of the players jumping out of Palace. So, Big, they land on their feet. And allow themselves into an anti-eco situation, but it's an anti-deco situation, which can always be scary. However, it feels like a cat split is on the docket for Big. Katie and the only one left on this side of the map to watch things, but here's a quick push, so it depends how slow they go. But it doesn't seem slow at all. Bomb will probably go down. Rotations are coming in, but no one actually came through halls that's still in halls.
Yeah, so this does open up Testes to start to flank this. Bomb is planted. Everything's going well for Big. They've taken a little bit of damage, but I mean, hey, 4 Mac 10s means that a couple of their lives are expendable.
Yeah.
We'll see if Heroic can get any.
If every choke point is being watched, there's no safe place to exit besides, none, really.
Ha, -1. Loser.
All right, well, we're going to run through the Deagles and halls.
Yeah, there's a lot of them actually over here. Oh my goodness. 4 kills coming out. Searson will answer, trying to get away, but Nico ends that. Now they're only going to find Mac 10s. Oh, there it is. Oh, taken away. Just when you think he had it, the Galil not retrieved. So tons of damage, sure enough, for Heroic, but that is Big with the 2-0 start.
I think, yeah, I think a 4-step makes a lot of sense. They got 5 kills. They're going to get the 3 rifles on the board, and Big are hoping that they're saving here, but they just lost 5 players. So it's going to be 3 Mac 10s versus 3 M4s. I think this might have been a slight misbuy from Big. I would have invested a little bit more, I guess, with Searson, but I guess they couldn't afford that much more.
Stound's going to hit them from the back, and if this M4 can slow them down, then the Mac 10 could be fantastic. Nico, having lost his teammate, needs not to die to Keto. Stound getting around these corners. You could see that 1T kind of turning his attention back and forth. And now that he's rattling shots at windows, Stound's going to find the perfect timing. Back at a positive kill count. Borup's frag just finds Xanterez, smashes him to smithereens. And there is this late lurk coming out from Apps, but Cadian in the meantime takes Cat. So 1 player on site and 1 in the apartments. Tizian's pinched from 3 directions. No surprise he dies, but Tabson's position, unbeknownst to Heroic, now about to exit from the Apps. He needs to stop the diffuser. He does. They get back on it. They get back on it. Cadian has the kit.
Oh my god, I think he's got it. Oh, so close.
No
He doesn't.
Wow, Tabson He gets 1 kill. He peeks out from window. There's a pack of counter-terrorists on the bomb, like dogpiling it. And he picks it up.
Yeah, 4-on-1 in those final moments. They killed everybody by shooting them in the back except Tapsin. Sneaky little tabby cat Tapsin. Comes out through the halls.
I mean, in the heat of the moment, I understand it, but Borup kind of, there's no time to talk about last round. It's a smash clash to the top of mid, immediately looking for the gunfights. Nico and Keto exchanging their kills. And a 4v4 that Heroic are going to try to stretch thin. Able to trade again. And now Big back up. God damn, the energy at the start of this game.
Love it.
Yes, please.
That was a good play to hit B in that way. I mean, should have been a round lost there from Big if not for that crazy good play by Tapsin, but it made a lot of sense. Ooh, straight up duel lost. Okay, Galil to M4. You want to give it to the M4. And Borup's got a very strong angle for watching the stairs cross, but Xantares is one player who can win that duel consistently. Nuts shot by him.
Heroic, I mean, we've seen them come in with the buy after buy. Do they finally have to decide to not go for this? Nope. They're going to run it in. Frag grenade goes forward. They've got that kit on Cadian. Molly could land on Firebox, which it will. There's no utility to save Searson. He's burnt to a crisp. Now with the smoke, they could put it on ramp. They could put it on bomb. Xantares waits. He gets dinked. 5 HP left. Cadian, he just needs the kill, and he will get there in the end. 30 health to spare. Heroic on the board.
Valiant effort by Xantares. Nice try, man. That was a good retake, though. The nades were perfect. Searson gets called out. Xantares gets cleared. They don't assume it's CT, anything like that. I think they're watching it from Cat, so they know no one's crossed right side sight from the Cat perspective. And Big will have to save. The only reason they got the bomb down is because of Xantares' entry on that cross. And again, he's so strong. So many impactful kills on T side. But now it's Heroic 2-op setup. Insta save because of the amount of damage dealt. Off to B again, it looks like, for Big. Wow, I was going to say it's a little bit of a scary setup here to have just 1 op in B versus what they should assume is a save.
Yeah, can't be more of a save than this. Yeah. Not even a flash to try and deal with Stown, so peek them all at the same time. Or peek him at once and he'll drop the shot, but the molly is then there in response. It's always fun to see a team try and work with absolutely nothing. Testes. Easy pickup, as expected here. Just absolutely outnumbered, outgunned. No chance for Big at all. Xantares will find the MP9 because he did Glock Nico on his push. But that's that. So MP9 loss for Heroic. Nothing really gained there for Big. The score now 1 round closer. Big still leading 3-2.
Yeah, this would be a big map for the stats for Heroic, both in their head-to-head and just their recent Mirage games, to help them bring some confidence back into the map. And then conversely, we'll look over at some of the performances from Big. They're looking at a 60% win rate. They have a recent loss to Godsent, but they beat FaZe. They lost to FaZe. They beat Heroic. They beat Godsent again. They beat Heroic again. So a couple of their big wins recently are both versus Heroic, but both those games were 30-round games, both 16-14s.
Damn, Elliot doing it dirty. Stown killed Keto twice as many times as Keto killed anyone on Vertigo. That's really, it's putting it in perspective. It's not a head-to-head.
Elliot leaves something to be desired. Like he influences the conversation.
Yeah,
he's a bit. We have to
really
start guessing about
guy.
How many kills did he have? You know, like.
You're a tease, Elliot. And I'm not complaining. Big rush from Big. That's what they have to offer us here in the 6th. And guess what? That B site is vacant. CT's going to try to get into position now. Nice flick from Katie, and tries to do the exact same thing downwards. He's going to get swarmed by the P250 of Searson. Luckily, Nico is there to trade one. And Tesses, well, yeah, he's dodging shots inside of the smoke. Has to be wary. Just looked away. Xanteris gets the better of the timing. Borup's going to look to recover with a very crisp long-range FAMAS headshot. And Tizian's inside the smoke.
Nico's, oh my god, he sees him, right?
Oh, he jumps in. Nico spams the smoke, and the other CT had looked away at the worst possible moment. Not to mention that's down on an off of all things. Mac 10 doubling up on it, and Big throwing caution to the wind. Sprint into the B bomb site, catching Heroic's defense off guard. It's a matter of timing, and I love it. Big with a fourth.
What an absolutely messy round. That was a nice play. Key play from Xanteris when he pushes through the smoke, catches the timing, of course. It was being watched for a second, but this Tizian play, Nico, from our perspective, could see his body, but of course, spectator smokes. Potentially, Nico couldn't see him and decided to spam wildly. Maybe because his teammate was spectating him and told him, like, you can see him, you can see him. But didn't get the shots in and then had to reload, fell back with the pistol, and got punished for that. Man, what a messy round. But it's back into a bye. It's not the best bye ever, and it's already starting out 5v4. 2 FAMASes left. Presume they'll go and grab that up from Ticket or wherever it was. Oh no, sorry, from Connector. Oh, and Xanteris pulls out a Palace walkout. Again, just so much impact from Xanteris on every single T side on every map.
Blasted away. Smashing the A site, pinching in. Not even with bomb here, so clearly no commitment had to have been made, but with such a clean sweep of that A bomb site, that's exactly what's going to happen. Big going to there. Now, 5th round coming soon enough. Can Stown save?
Seems like are they delaying the... No, they put the bomb down. Okay. Postured up. First duel coming in. Stown can't make weight. Backs out of the fight. You excited for Khabib this weekend?
Ooh, wrecked. Headshot connects. Look at that little BM from Keto. I like it. You know, it was a bit of a beating on Vertigo, so some frustrations. Take it out when you're 5-2 up. And that was don't forget, that was a gun round too, right? Heroic smashed on that one. A T side that is delivering thus far. Full buy yet once more. P250s in the mix here for Heroic. They try to run to the top of middle. They'll find nothing, and because there's nothing there, they redirect fast enough. They could get ahead of this. One of those zany rounds that should never actually happen for Heroic, and it won't. But you saw it. You saw it starting to come together. However, Big survived the onslaught of pistol arrows, and a 6-2 score looks good for them. Buy back in for the defense. It's going to feature an op. Tesses throws that one over. No second sniper.
Game plan makes a lot of sense for Big with some of these B hits, with how Heroic have been overstacking the close A ramp. They've been leaning 3 inside of A, not really thinking about mid whatsoever, just going for alternative strategies here. They're pushing Palace once again. 1 in B with just Tesses. Searson looking to have his impact as well. They've just got so many good T-side players here. And Xanteris, the guy we keep talking about. Another opening kill for him.
What's the procedure? What can Heroic really do?
It sucks because their really aggressive option got called out. Oh, it's down. Oh, wow. Okay. That
Cool.
actually
Nice
favors
play.
him, yeah. He just missed it. I think he looked away right as down pushed in.
Yep.
And he's going to now catch the audible. But this is Keto actually walking back to Palace, which is kind of
Yeah, he could get caught.
Oh my god. I think he saw him. I think he saw him,
Dude.
right?
No, he didn't. Did he?
But he can smell it, right? Look at him. He's so on the scent. But this is a problem because they're not actually going to
No,
A.
they're going B.
Oh, wait, no.
Oh, but he's-
They're going up connector. They're going up connector.
Okay,
It's
because of
really
the utility,
awkward.
he's going to double back. Yeah. I think he knew that he could have just missed the timing, but oh my God, game of millimeters. Man, I love
Quietly
moments like
come
that.
in. Yeah, that's so weird.
It's
Oh,
like
double
nothing
control.
happened, but it still is exciting. He will be able to find the
There he
kill
is.
eventually. Now we've got 2 CTs on Ticket Booth, one inside of Palace, now known to Big in this post plant. Problem
wonder
for
why
Heroic
Stone-
is, yeah.
I wonder why he smoked himself out there. Maybe he can throw utility, spam Tetris. Maybe that's why.
Yeah. Let me try and cause a bit of a distraction, but as they're called into the action, it doesn't go too well. Cadian will find one through the murder hole. He just looks to save this AWP. Goes back in and even drops Tizian. If Stown can survive, then all things considered, not an awful round for Heroic, but it's another one added for Big. And slowly this T side is ramping up. Now leading by 5, 7-2 already. I mean, 1 round away from confirming an advantage no matter what at the end of the first half. And that's assuming Heroic can get their feet underneath them, because right now Big just keep kicking them out.
Mm-hmm. Ah, what an odd round, yeah. The information was a strange one because I think Big have to make a blind read as to what side they go to. They just were planning to go connector and didn't see any resistance, which has been good because, you know, Heroic have not really been playing A all that much. Connectors usually pretty strong for the Ts, so they go for it. And then down the A ramp push is great too, but I don't think he didn't get the confirmation, I guess, on the Palace push, even though for some reason it looked like he felt like it was pushed. He seemed so confident, but they didn't call for a rotate. And so the B guys were a bit late to the whole situation. Couldn't get into jungle, and jungle control was what made that an unwinnable spot for Heroic. So another lean towards B. This time, it's more of a stack towards B from Heroic.
Ooh, Stown blinded. That's going to allow Keto to have the space he needs to get to
so
work.
dead.
Oh, Stown just dies.
The flat.
Another easy round for Big, Wanders. Just, oh my God, he's chasing. I talked about that pent-up aggression when we saw Keto shoot some corpses, but I mean, look at him. He just wants to frag. He wants to fight, and I see why. On point with the AK here is Keto. Big in 8th round.
Yeah, he is
It's
death
so
matching. Yeah, he's death matching right now. That's crazy. That was a very nice round, of course, by Keto. But yeah, this is a round where they have 2 in B, and Borup is locking down Cat, so that opens up these Cat angles to fight versus the players who jump out. You know, long story short, they had a great position on the CT side, great read, but the way that they isolated those frags, I mean, Stown lost all his HP, burning in a Molotov 100-0 when they didn't clear out Van because he was full blind the whole time from Searson's flash. So just perfect utility usage, great entry work once again. So many opening kills here for Big.
Massive momentum. Unquestionable advantage. And a sketchy situation for Heroic. Big just kind of cool things off ever so slightly. Borup's hanging around the ramp. He has a smoke if he wants to try and deny some presence, but because of the mid usage and the lack of teammates nearby, he's kind of called into that. It was so silent on the forefront of the A site that he has to answer to the utility usage. Try to find an angle up catwalk, try and hope that Heroic's B stack pays off in some regard, but we've had so many A splits now that I think about it for Big. Gun rounds, anti-ecos, whenever need be. Borup does lay down that smoke grenade at the top of connector. This could delay, but delay the inevitable, maybe. Doesn't look like Heroic are going to move from this B site, which means once Borup dies, and he will, seeing as there are 5 players here to trade him. Oh my God, will he? Oh, I spoke too soon. He had such a chance at that. Perfect timing into the connector, knowing that he had corralled the T's, and now Borup has really put them in a position to possibly win this. There's a frag grenade that could be thrown out and kill off Tabson. Bomb's not planted with 10 seconds left. This is getting into the chaotic realm of possibility. Flash over top of bench. Zanteres fully eats it, and Heroic, they're just trying to keep up this pressure as needed. Tabson stranded on the bomb site, and Zanteres trying to give him a bit of a chance to work, which he will. hitting the headshot into Tessus, taking us back to the 2 versus 2. Cadian nails the headshot, and Xantares from triple to try and clutch again. Last time he got the first and died. This time he gets nothing further. Heroic robbing around. They have no business winning, all thanks to Borup kicking it off in connector.
Again, the only man on A, right in front of that connector smoked. It just makes a play. When they need it, he gets an inkling. I was actually curious because Big were not throwing any nades on Cat, not smoking it whatsoever. So they were specifically trying not to alarm rotations, just watching it, sitting there, seeing if somebody took a peek, and then we're just going to move up after their top con smoke, make it look like a B split once again. And Borup, I think he just tries to kill them there and catches them coming up into his sight. Beautiful stuff from Borup. Another opening kill for Xantares.
Oh, Cadian. Trying to piece them together. Good snap for that second headshot, but it's still a 3 versus 3, which means Big could pull away with this. They need to back up and get bombed. Tizian will do so. And in the meantime, Tabson's clearing out the B apartments. So we've seen Keto on point here on Mirage. We talked about the lackluster firepower of Big on Vertigo, how outside of Tabson and Xantares, there wasn't much. Keto answering that call. And as the bomb plant goes down on triple stack, Keto will give cover enough to get it back down to the 2v2.
Oh, Down is dead.
Should be.
Give him a 3.
Tabson head hunting. Took 4 shots, but he got there. Nico now on his own, half HP, smoking a flash to his name. Has the kit. Needs a kill. And then he could just try and go for the desperate defuse, but Tizian makes the most of it, peeks off of it, and 2 survivors for Big as they grab their 9th round. Triple the score of Heroic.
Problem is, no matter how well you play in that mid round, the opening kills are going to catch up with you. And Cadian, he answers back with 2, but then, Big trade out favorably from there. And Xantares, Keto, Searson, they keep getting the first frag on every single round.
And the smoke fades. There's 2 people watching it. MP5, not the better weapon, but Nico's M4, good enough to get the job done.
Xantares, he hunts.
Creeps out.
That's a perfect play by him. Oh my god, it's perfect.
Yep. Nico's gonna walk unsuspecting back into this. Oh my god. And transitions the spray into Cadian. Can't quite kill him. 6 health makes the difference. Damn, Cadian, that's sketchy. You got so many bullets flying by you.
Yeah.
He decides to go into the repeak regardless, has 1 shot at landing that, and does so. Now, Big not scared off of this A site. They know that CT spawn is compromised because it's occupied, but what about this flank? Stown just got into his spot. Tizian creeps wide and dies. Tabson 1v3. Does get the ramp player. Is Stown maybe a little too zealous. Trying to jump around those corners. He puts a smoke in front of him to play around.
He's got a lurch.
Remember,
smoke.
Cadian, low HP. Smoke on bomb. This causes a problem for Tabson. He's going to try to line it up through. The defuse hasn't happened yet, but Tessus jumps right back on it. There is no defuse kit here for Heroic, and Tabson having to swap to the Glock drop by Cadian's op. That is a 4th for Heroic.
A very nice try from Tabson. Like, perfect use of the lurk smoke. Makes it really scary, but the counter smoke from Heroic does one right back. And a nice round from Cadian, man. Xantares, what a beautiful play to come out of Palace that way. Even just to walk down, wait for the A-ramp lurk to come back up, not just overzealously run at him. I think it was just beautiful. Xantares just been magical with the refrags. They get the opening kill again, but this time finally Heroic bring it back. Cadian's opping's been on point. The one thing I like about that play, Connor, of how he peeked back from CT is like if you're spamming and he's so close to dying, the spray's only going more towards ticket, not like back out, right? So it is risky, of course, but for Cadian, it's like almost the safest in some sense.
1 kill, that's all they've got. Searson and Tabson doing it dirty for the opening 3. All these fights going down in middle. At the base of mid, the molly comes over. Tessez trying to take a difficult angle here into connector, about to be challenged. More Molotovs blanket all around him. He will get away relatively unscathed. And Stown, nice kill. Lands the headshot on Zantares, almost hitting the bomb carrier. But that is now the post plant. And Tessez takes the place of his dead teammate. A third frag for Searson here in the 14th round. And he's looking to close it with the 4K. Nice. Lands it. His 10th of this second map and Big's 10th of this first half.
I think we see there why Heroic don't like taking mid. They got destroyed. That was 3-2 on trades. And that's kind of the first time we've seen Heroic go for a setup like that. Some teams love doing it a lot. Some teams never do it. Heroic, I think they're trying to pull it out as a pocket strap because they've only won, you know, a couple rounds, 2 rounds in a row, 2 rounds out on an island. They need something changed. So now they're forcing up on the last round. They've got 3 Deagles, MP5, FAMAS. It's not looking great.
Nothing to move off that molly. But here comes the full-blown execute. Just in case they throw another one down underneath. Cadian gonna get close. If a flash comes out now, maybe he peeks into this. But that one flash on Stown yet to be thrown. And now the kills start to trickle in. Keto spraying into it. Stown's big flank now makes its mark. 2 kills off of the FAMAS, and they still don't know about Nico. They're fixated on CT spawn. And obviously this ramp flank, that's going to take the attention of Zantares. Nico decides to make his move, and almost, just almost, they could have robbed back that one round. But it's an 11th for Big at the end of the first half. Their CT side after the break. Big doing their best heroic impression. A lopsided first half on Vertigo led this map advantage into Heroic's favor, but I mean, let's be real. Big turning around the series, turning around some of the individuals. Keto, my man, 19 kills, 10 deaths in the first 15 rounds here on Mirage. Let's see if the T side of Heroic can give us something to praise, or whether it could be an early day here on this second map.
Oh, the bomb.
Yes, Santares plucks him from the sky, chucks that bomb forward. The bomb has fallen into the bear's den. Dragon's den? Dragon's lair. Point is, big threat from Big on their CT ticket booth. And then things kind of come to a bit of a calm because that bomb has been planted back for Connector. And Heroic, well, they've got 2 players over there. Tizian's flank shouldn't find anybody other than the bomb carrier, and he's looking at this. But now he's not looking at too much. Tizian and Searson with the USP taps. Nico claps back with that Glock, tries to find cover. He's being shaved down slowly to 43 HP. Searson trying to close the distance. He gets his kill. He's going to rock this back. The defuse is by the CT spawn, and that's it. Yep, his time's gone. Not going to be able to defuse in time, I don't think.
Oh my god.
Nope.
Okay.
If the kid had just been closer.
Okay, you know what I love about this round? We saw the bomb bore up, jumped across triple, right? So they were clearly going to. I don't think he should have jumped across triple. He's probably going to plant there. But since he was, I don't know why he was first. But I think the original protocols was to push into CT spawn. But then when that didn't work out, they instantly snapped to pushing their jungle smoke and then took over Connector jungle because they didn't have CT spawn. That like instant change is such a good sign. I feel like they weren't just stuck in their one plan. They just adapted on the fly and made it work.
Scout from Searson already doing what it does. Damage onto Tesses. Frag almost blows him away. He's calling for his teammates to join him. They're looking at his health like, are you sure? The threat looms near. So does Heroic in their entirety. The Deagle damage. Man, Keto, talk about a turnaround.
Yeah.
Don't call it a comeback. Oh. Heroic can't go anywhere without facing a threat, either in the form of a scout or a grenade. But they will move back the other way towards A.
Yeah, Keto had 4 kills on the first map.
Yeah, what was that Elliot stat? I feel like Keto must have saw it.
I think Elliot's stat was like Stown killed him more times than he got killed. Something like that.
Yeah.
More times than he got killed or something like that.
Twice the amount of his entire kills versus his opponent. And now we're going to have to see, because of that, I think we owe Keto a good Elliot stat if they can bring this map back or if they can extend it to that third. But for now, Cadian 1 HP, 29 on Stown, 17 health for Nico. God, it was so close, and yet so far in the end.
59 health between the 3 of them. 5 rounds. Now, the difference, we'll take it 1 round at a time. It's not out of the realm of possibility. The first half, fantastic from Big. Doesn't necessarily predict a good second half, the CT side. Not saying it won't be. Big CT sides are great. But it's more about how Heroic will play.
2 kills top of mid, very quickly. Third one's going to fall to the frag grenade. Tizian hears the scramble. Can he get one? Place your bets. Oh. Shooting his teammate in the back of the head like, no, that's mine. And Nico will close it. So Heroic with a 7th. Now kind of almost there. Only trailing by 4, but anticipate something good from Big as they get into their guns.
Get into the guns with 2 ops. No kits on this round.
Could haunt them.
Scary. I mean, Searson can afford one. He's not spending the 500. Grab a kit, my friend. Oh man, B is the worst thing for them right now. It seems like it's just a default with a lean towards it, trying to bait out some utility. Let's keep an eye on this, see if it ends up becoming part of their end game strategy. don't know if any utilities come out in response just yet. Just some of the smokes and whatever. Looking at B side, yeah, they've got no damage grenades left over. But B is obviously scarier because of the 2 ops. You know, on the retake, and Cadian finds a smoke frag on Xanteris.
Yeah, did it off audio.
On the opener. Yeah, true. And they're going back to B.
Okay, this puts Searson on Cat Arch.
Watch for the flashes. That's what's going to make or break this round.
Okay, eyes on the radar. Got Tizian staring at apps. Nico's priming those flashes. Smoke in the face of Heroic. They're going to charge right through it. Tizian has to give up his angles. Fearson trying to peek into it will die empty-handed. Tizian gets just that one as they swarm the B site. And Cadian, all the while anchoring on the opposite side, tries to get himself a kill, but instead he'll fall. But this is still Heroic with a gun round on the B site. The flashes did make a difference. You saw Searson trying to kind of dodge it. A little uncomfortable there from Catwalk. And Heroic just stampeding inwards. An 8th.
Yeah, that's just perfect game plan. I mean, they get the fortunate kill. You know, Cadian, I think you said he got the kill off of sound on Xanteris window. And, you know, that's big because it looks like they're going to... We don't know what their default leads from that point, but once Cadian gets that frag, everyone starts moving back to B. And we saw some of the early nades in B. It felt like they were thinking about it. Like, we draw the utility now, maybe we come back a bit later. And it ends up being the right call. Very expensive round for Big. They can't go back into the 2-op setup again. That was clearly what they wanted to get this CT side rolling. So they're probably feeling quite uncomfortable at this moment, even though they've retained one of those ops.
What do they get around it? Deagles, a little bit of armor. Okay, it's a winnable situation, but it's going to take something special from Searson or Tabson, and these are 2 of the names we look to deliver for Big. Flash into connector, smoke to follow suit, Molly on Cat. Again, trying to vie for control of the map through mid. Down versus the Opper of Searson. Nearly bests him. Tessa is going to get gut punched by the Deagle of Keto. Close smoke, and then Tizian just right between the eyes of Nico. 5 versus 3, despite Big only working with 2 guns. They've got their hands on a 3rd.
A couple of big risks there. Pushing the smoke. I mean, I guess anticipating it to be a force-up. But they might have overestimated how much money Big invested. And, Tabson. The rifles start to show up as well. Tabson gets 2, leaving Borup alone. Not spotted, but now found.
And he should be dealt with swiftly. This looking like the first round for the CT side, and it comes away with the 2 rifle buys of all things. Those 2 guns they had coming into it managed to work out. How, though? We ask ourselves.
Test is walking up through that connector smoke when they're waiting on both sides of it. I think because of the audio cue, he thought that it was one player top connector, and that player was now in the window or / jungle. A bad read and a big risk. Wait, what? We have 2 ops on T side?
Okay.
Whoa.
And they're using one to boost Nico.
Couldn't have done this without the op, of course.
Yeah, it's like the most expensive step ladder you've ever seen.
That's just a Gucci step ladder. That's pretty funny. Oh, this is not good. They're going back. I mean, I think they're looking for like a, show op on one side, free op kill on the other, or 2 op kills. But if they're going to go into a full exec or something like that without getting that gimmick frag, they're really hampered with just 2. Yep. They'd rather have 5 AKs at that point.
Big time. I think maybe they were looking for this duel. Remember, we did have Searson here at the start of last round, but as they fade away, the utility goes inward. Still 3 members of Big at this B site. What's their A defense look like? Well, Xanteris up on Palace, kind of flirting with the idea of a ramp walkout. Searson on the site to support with the sniper. Well, so far, this is...
Rotates.
Yeah, it's doable for Heroic. There's kind of a bit of a delay here in Big, but now they start to move over off that flurry of grenades. A missed shot from Searson. Pressures on Zantares. He's able to perform. Gets the double headshot. Testes trying to close the gap, just parading into the CT spawn. Yes, he will get traded, but then Keto finding that one over the top of the staircase. There's a little gap in the side of it. Stown's gonna have to clutch, and he also gets cleared out by Keto, who has 23 kills, 13 deaths, 121 ADR at the end of it. A little desperate for Heroic there, Launders. You see two players kind of just running through the bomb site, not quite prepared for peaks. Look at this one. Yeah,
that's the
nasty
one. Cadian was just about to op CT spawn. That would have been bombed down potentially on triple. Keto opping on a diet. Rifling too. So many great kills from him. Funny how those ops didn't even matter for the T side. They got the two rifle entries. I wonder if they mispurchased the second op. I don't know. Because, I mean, it really was just a step ladder on the A site for a minute, as you pointed out.
Wrecked. Oof. Trying to get into the window, just never even a chance in hell with that one. Zantares swinging out. Cat will die. Costly, however, for the health of Cadian. 50 seconds remain. Bombs in the B apps with Borup. That is just Tesses with the Deagle on the bomb, so the lesser equipped of all of Heroic's remaining members, but Cadian from the corner gets another one. And that's going to do a good job of killing the closest rotate to Tizian, who isn't one of the most impressive pieces of Big at the moment, but maybe this patience could just be enough. Testes is going to clear it, and that's the bomb. Again, extending so far forward that it's going to be so tough for Heroic to pick this back up. They're going to scramble, and they do have that rotate and Searson near. Nico planting default. Nobody in the apps to watch his back. From Cat comes Keto, looking for 25 kills. If he can body bag them both, will find Borup first and foremost. And now Nico's in the clutch. Backs up to the corner pillar. Oh, and Searson's patience is perfect. It's Big with a 14th round and a 6th round lead.
I love that 2v2. They had all the right angles locked off, so Searson didn't have to be worried at all. So that shot just lands right into his lap, and yeah, Heroic can't win. Now they're just desperately trying to clear empty pillar because they know someone's there, but it's another round where it's the bomb who's the entry, and they didn't really want that to be dropped in such an unretrievable location in front of that window. Any teasers? Heroic are now responsible for Big's 2 biggest losses ever on Vertigo, both this month. Whoa, they're kryptonite.
Elliot didn't leave us asking for more with that one.
Yeah, no teasers. Not the Elliot I know.
Maybe it's not even Elliot.
Okay, Chris Nolan. All faith in Borup. One little Borup, one big AK, one llama cannon. Let's see what it can do.
Here he goes. Oh, eats a flash. Oh, but then Searson gets gobbled right up. Taps it. He drops down into the sandwich. That's the AK cleared from the hands of Heroic.
They didn't even push with him.
We're right behind you, bro. You can
We're
do
brothers.
it.
Remember that.
Yeah. They are going to find a little mid control with Tesses, but looks like Tabson's going to get his number. Fare thee well. Now what?
No AK, no players,
No chance.
map control, no chance. Guess they ate that Tabson flash when he came through the into the sandwich smoke. Stair smoke.
As if
We know you're
it
there.
wasn't already hard enough. Yeah. Somebody go for the wall bang. Frag grenade. Shamona. Santeras hears the footsteps now. And this was always all they really had to offer. A bit of a sprint out with no utility. Absolutely clamped down upon. Big is rocking the boat back in this series. But we knew it. We knew this was going to happen after that first half. It just felt like it was. Very similar to Vertigo, where we got a little life out of the other team once they swapped sides. But Big just superior on Mirage, so it seems. I mean, at least with a performance like this off of Keto. You know, we praised the individuals and like how close together Heroic was on their map choice. They've got Cadian kind of pulling ahead, but let's be real, TSS has been left in the dirt.
Yeah.
And coming in with this gun round, it's already substantial damage versus Heroic. Minute 40, Tabson hearing all of this footwork up the catwalk. He just peeks out from underground. Easy headshot. Poor TSS yet again, the first man dead. And Tabson, well, he's going to try to work back away from this one. They know exactly where he's at. They're challenging him from the top of middle, losing HP all across the board. Santeras, full damage control. Full map control. Searson wrapping it around. Taking Cadian down. And let's be real, folks. This one is a wrap. Which means we move to the third. And that excites me, because obviously there's best of threes for elimination. Both of these teams have had promise throughout the event already. Both of these teams have looked great in the online portion of Counter-Strike in the last 6 months. So for them to kind of have to really get tooth and nail down into the nitty-gritty, I am all for it. Congratulations, Big. Besting Heroic on Mirage, showing why they chose it. And you could apply that to both sides of the coin here for each of these teams. We have to go to the third. Let's do it. Without further ado, we'll just very quickly throw this one away to the break already. Analysts up next. Can't wait to hear what they have to make of it. Can't wait to hear what their win conditions are for these teams on that third map.